So the big question is medical skincare worth it? So just to be clear, medical grade skincare is a term that doesn't have full regulation, meaning people can call a skincare line medical grade skincare without necessarily a certificate or something to back it up. Now, the fact that medical grade skincare is usually sold through a professionally licensed person's office is actually important because it has to go through some kind of vetting process to be sold. And so technically, even though it doesn't have the designation through the FDA or any particular entity, it is still important. Now, the ingredients and the formulations do have to be tested, and these things have to be made through an FDA-approved facility, so there is gonna be some quality control, more than over-the-counter type products. Now, my take on medical grade skincare is that it is actually helpful. As a dermatologist, we have in our office medical grade skincare that we actually custom formulate. This is really important because we see a lot of different skin types. And so one of the things that we pay attention to is the fact that our skincare has to be effective, but also has to be good for all skin types, including the most sensitive skin, because we see a lot of patients with eczema and psoriasis and acne and combination skin. So people come to our office expecting that the skincare they get from us is going to be tolerable and effective. So we handpick and hand formulate a lot of the products so we make sure we minimize some of those side effects. Now, anyone can be allergic to a particular product. This is just the nature of our skin. We can't predict those. So it's not that the rate is zero. However, we do make sure that that rate remains remarkably low, especially in our sensitive skincare types. Now, how do we choose medical grade skincare? I usually like to have individual products that do one thing really, really well. One of the things that a lot of the non-medical grade skincare products do is that they try to treat everything. So there's these creams that everyone should be using, and they have 4 or 5 ingredients in it. The problem with this is that when it works well and the skin is not sensitive, that's great. But in many cases, one of those ingredients will cause either an allergic reaction, irritation, and it's really difficult for you as a consumer to really parse out which component is actually causing it to worsen, or which one's causing the purge. So a lot of these things do factor into your experience with the product. Second thing, customizability. There are companies out there that will make products, the same products for everyone. So just be aware that that is the case. But there are specific labs that offices and med spas will work with that can help customize those formulations. It's more costly, but it does tend to lead to a product that the provider truly believes in. I think that is important. Third thing is side effect management. I do think that, for example, for us in the dermatology office, again, we have those patients with very sensitive skin. They're looking for good skincare that's not gonna make their dermatitis worse. And over-the-counter ones will say, oh, it's for sensitive skin, but oftentimes we read the ingredients list, it's actually not great for sensitive skin or acne-prone skin. Things will say non-comedogenic, but a lot of the ingredients will actually cause acne. So a lot of these things are tricky, and the label doesn't necessarily tell you everything when you do it. Last thing, I find that the medical grade skincare products can be a bit cleaner. So in what we formulate, we want to make sure that we take out anything that's really not needed. So a lot of the over-the-counter products have a laundry list of various ingredients. Oftentimes they're just there to make something smell slightly better or feel a bit better. But with medical grade skincare, I find the most important thing is to make sure that the active ingredients are effective and the inactive ingredients are there only to support the active ingredients without a lot of these purported extra bells and whistles that are necessary. In fact, a lot of fragrances that are added to products that make them smell nice unfortunately cause a lot of issues such as allergic contact dermatitis. Fragrance is one of the biggest reasons people actually have reactions to topical products. And oftentimes, as a consumer, you're using it and you're blaming it on a certain ingredient, but it's actually the inactive ingredients that are actually causing the problems that you may be experiencing. This makes it really difficult to choose among the hundreds or thousands of products that you see on the shelf each day. I think sensitive skin types, you should try to get your products from a dermatology office. I think, the medical slant on these products are important. And so I don't think you should shortchange research online for medical expert advice. I think in many cases, seeing a medically licensed esthetician can also be helpful. In some cases, at doctor's offices, they can be more sensitive to the skin type and the types of products that are available to them. So the takeaway is, be cautious. I think medical grade skincare really will vary depending on where you go, but generally if you're getting it through a reputable provider, they will be able to guide you through why a certain product that they've created is helpful for your skin, and the combinations can be very helpful as well. It'll be switched out when the skin condition changes, for example, from changes in the season or life habits or kind of your personal preference as well. Hopefully this was helpful. Thank you for joining us. If you want to hear more, please subscribe and click here.